Hey, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Chi here. So I came across these braids. It is called jungle braids and it looks like butterfly three-strand braids, and I was like, what is this? It looks so good, and I decided to try it. From the day I made this hair, everybody keeps staring at it because I am in a country where it is not popular yet. So guys, the compliment with this hairstyle is on another level. Like, let me gist you how I made this hair. Just watch and see. So I started off by sectioning my hair. I decided to make jumbo short style of hair so that it will take me less time, and if I have any doubts about it, I can just take it off without, like, after a couple of days. So that was why I decided to make jumbo short braids, but it came out shorter than I planned. This is the hair extension. I cut it into three, and seriously, cut three is not supposed to be this short, but I will explain to you why the braids turned out way shorter than what it is supposed to be as we go along. So I didn't want to use the rubber bands because I wanted to make knotless braids, and you know it is difficult to conceal the rubber band if you're using knotless braid. Like, I didn't have the energy for that extra stress, and besides, I don't have a problem with gripping my hair. I just use the rubber band to make sure that the sections do not interchange or do not, like, go into where I am working with. So what I did was that before I start braiding, I will just slide off the rubber band, and because I oiled it before starting, it is very easy to slide off. So watch closely for how easy this hair was. So my friend came by and saw, like, the first hair, you're supposed to braid the hair to an extent and then start, like, pulling up little strands from the sections. The first time I did it, because it was so close to my scalp and I didn't have a mirror very close, I pulled my own hair instead of a hair extension. So that was what she told me, and I had to, like, redo it and became more careful. And because my hair is relaxed, the texture is kind of close to the braiding hair, so because I couldn't see so closely, I had to be careful about that. And at a point, I just didn't really, pulling out your hair is going to make your hair not to be protected, so, and it's not going to have the kind of volume this hair extension has. You'll be wondering why this thing didn't fall down and become flat after dipping it in hot water. Just keep watching. I'm going to give you all the tea to make sure that you make zero mistake when making this hair. So for this first one, this was the first time I was ever attempting this hair. Like, my first try, I didn't try it on, like, a dummy or anything. This was the first time, and I was just curious and watching and just trying to replicate from what I saw on tutorials on YouTube. And guys, this was where it became obvious. Like, it was a struggle to figure out. In the second strand, I will explain to you, because there I was more efficient. I explained to you, like, the trick to pulling this thing to not, like, struggle with the way I was doing. So I just pulled it up closer so that you can see. You obviously can vary how much of the hair you pull out, which is going to influence how the braid turns out. So you can pull just a little, or you can pull more than that. Guys, I have never been excited about a hairstyle with the way I was with this hair. It was looking like so my neighbor sitting over there was like, why are you making braids that has, like, injuries on the body? I was like, no, these are flowers. It looked like a braid with flowers, like a garden of flowers. It looks, I cannot explain this, but this braid was just so exciting. It is so different. And maybe because I have never had, like, the butterfly braids on my head, then the distressed butterfly type of look, maybe that was why this one just looked so good to me. But so as you can see, I took off the rubber band and braided twice, and then I started adding in my hair extension, knotless things, and braiding. I added 5 times braiding. After all, adding this hair like this is supposed to make the braids longer than the usual cut 3 if you're not making knotless. But guys, if you have any intention of making your hair, you can see the length I had with cutting the hair into 2. We call cutting the hair into 2 cut 2 and cutting into 3 cut 3. So if you have any intention of having longer hair, then you really should be wary of that. So I think if you want that bra strap length, you have to cut your hair extensions into 2, and if you want longer than that, you're on your own. I don't know how you do that. You might have to just trim off a little of the length, but let's continue. So the trick is braid 1 2 3, you pull 1 2 3, pull 1 2 3, pull. Now when you're dragging that hair out, you drag with the interlock, the weave, that one last plate, that plate just above the hair on your hand on that side. So on my right hand, the place my index finger on my right hand is pulling up, the plate above it, that is where you pull from. Guys, don't worry, watch closely. Okay, before I started this hair, I have been waiting for an opportunity to make jumbo braids but with coily ends, and I seriously still wanted to make the coily ended type of braid, so I just decided to still do it, and I think it made I was so excited. I was so excited with this hair, God. And I wish I made it, like, I took it more seriously. I made it longer, made it a little bit, like, have a little bit more strands, maybe like 5 more or 6 more, and just, I wish I took it serious, because this hair, guys, this hair is fine every day, guys. Toasters, hey, especially men love this hair for some reason. It's so feminine and soft looking, it's just pretty. I've always thought that there was something corporate or serious about braids. Like, braids is just serious, except you accessorize it. If not, it looks serious. But this is like the opposite. It's just feminine and floral, and it's just like the garden of braids, like a garden of braids. Guys, let's continue. So after I was done adding all my hair extensions, I started pulling. So pull, braid 1 2. Okay guys, because of this place is like closer to the lower part of my face, and I know this braid was going to be longer than the ones from the center of my head, and I needed it to be like a little bit, like, I just needed it to layer, to have like a layer but not too much difference. If I had braided this the way I did the top one, this side is going to be really long, and I didn't want the hair to be really long. So what I did with both these ones on the lower side of my face and at the back of my head was, instead of braiding 1 2 3 pull, I might do that, but once I start getting towards the end, I would now braid pull, braid pull, braid pull. It will create more of the butterfly, the jungle, the distress, the flowery effect, but the hair is going to be way shorter. Now, why this braid is shorter? This hair you're pulling off is almost like, it's up to 3/4 of an inch. I think it is up to that, and by the time you pull 1 2 3 4 times, it is taking off over 2 inches 3 inches of the length of the hair you initially wanted to make. So you have to take that into consideration when you are cutting up your hair extension or determining the length of the hair you're making. It is going to turn out way shorter than what you planned, except you keep adding hair extension, and I didn't continue doing that. Like, if I imagine braiding this hair for someone, like, you really have to pay me well, because the time you would use to make one of these is the time you used to make 2 braids. because you have to braid and stop pull, braid stop pull. So I just braided to an extent and used the rubber band to secure the tip so that I can coil it. And guys, every time I stop and look, I just get these happy feelings in my tummy, like I am going to be fine for my birthday. This is the perfect birthday hair. This was a day to my birthday and it was perfect. It was perfect for what I wanted. As you can see, the picture I had at the beginning of the video was taken on my birthday, so I liked it. I think the process is now clearer. After this, I'm going to show you how I braided the one at the back of my head. For this one in the middle, if you're not someone that is good at braiding your hair yourself, it might be a little bit tricky. You just have to find how to maneuver your hand, turn it to the front and just keep pulling. It's quite easy. So we plait one. Oh, I'm pulling one now. 1 2 3 pull, 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 1 2 3. Guys, this thing is easy and I think it's clear. Like braid left right left pull, right left right pull, left right, like that. It will be alternating so that you can have equal. One time I messed this up. I had like a lot. You will not have, if you do not follow the pattern. When I was trying to do those other ones to shorten the length further, that was when I discovered that if you do not follow the pattern, you're going to have more of the distressed look on one side and you end up having the hair extension remaining. Like the hair is going to get exhausted on one side fast, like you will run out of braiding hair and it will be as if you are at the midpoint of one and then the other one is already exhausted. I know you can always borrow from one strand to the next one, but it just looks ridiculous. So try to keep it uniform, keep your movement or your pattern uniform. If you want to pull out every single stitch, you can. If you want to pull out every six braids so that you can reduce the butterfly effect or the jungle distressed flowery effect, you can, but just have it in mind. Of course, again, I had to stop and admire my braids. guys, I loved it. Don't be mad at me. Like, I just couldn't stop admiring this hair. Thank God I could have edited it out. So to show you how I braided the back, this was what I did. So I braided. I think I didn't take off the rubber band here because it was getting late. I was getting tired. I just wanted to go. Despite the fact that this hair was short and fast, I was still lazy to make my hair. I don't understand. So, but this is how I braid the back, I kept adding until I added 5. And because this length, obviously if this length was as long as the front, it's just going to be over long and it will not be layered well. So instead of me coming back to trim the hair too much, I just overdrew this thing and then left the extra length to be coiled more than the other remnant. So as usual, here I am braiding. Can you see? 3. Okay, pull. My hands were killing me because I have no muscles. Pull. Oh God, I wish I edited this anyway, but my arms were killing me braiding this one. Guys, don't waste time drawing it to the front like this and proceeding because it's way easier than braiding to your back. Just pull it to the front and continue. Don't stress your arm the way I did before figuring this out. So I was checking to see where the length has reached because, as I said, I didn't want it to be too long at the back. The weather is still hot away from my skin at the back. So you can see I added the rubber band a little bit way earlier than I did for the ones in the front, but I am going to be coiling this hair, so that extra part to be into coils. And guys, time to admire our hair again. Let's just admire it small. Look at this. They just look like royalty, like just majestic single braids, majestic jumbo, gorgeous. Just look at that. Each individual one of them is just pretty. And then time to show you how I coil the tips. Guys, if you put this hair in hot water, if you dip this whole hair in hot water, you are going to ruin this hair. Thank God for the lady that I watched this tutorial on, the tutorial I watched to learn this. I am actually going to find her, screenshot her page and put it here. If I of course I'll remember, I'm subscribed to her, I'll just search for it. So she was the one that said she tried it and dipped it the first time and it ruined the distressed, the junglified, flowery something. So of course, if you think about it, once you put that in hot water, it is just going to lay down and it will look like a hot mess. I cannot imagine someone going through the stress of making braids and having to take it off. That would be like the worst thing. To be terrible. So you can see how I coil the tip of the hair. I do not dip the whole hair inside the hot water. I just dip the tip. I didn't even run the towel to use steam to do anything. No, I just left it that way. And because they are knotless braids, the braids were already flexible. They were bending to every corner I wanted them to bend. At night when I wanted to pack, like put up my hair to sleep, the way I could just pack my hair with ease, I was like, damn. So all these people have been making knotless braid for this is what they enjoy. Like, knotless braid is so painless. I've never made it on myself before. This was the first knotless braid and I could just pack the hair as if it has lasted 2 weeks. And I was like, wow, this hair is perfect for me. It's short, it's beautiful, it was fast to make, easy to make, and it's still very pretty. Perfection for me. It passes all my tests. Guys, I have a series, a hairstyle compilation series where I bring to you hairstyles for different occasions. One of the occasions I treated was hairstyles to try if you are learning to make your hair yourself. So if you want to make your hair yourself, there are some factors to consider, and I put in some hairstyles that are the best I have noticed, that are easier for you to make on yourself and still look like you just step out of a salon. So jumbo braids with coily tips is one of them, and this one just stepped up the game, guys. This one just stepped out the game. I have that playlist. I will link it in the description bar. I have hairstyles for hot weather, for baby that cries easily, for people trying to make their hair. Like, I've treated some scenarios or situations and hairstyles you can think about for that time, like maybe when you're traveling or when you want to look feminine. Hairstyles that are sexy, hairstyles that are like I listed. Just check this playlist out. You will be blown away, especially if you're just learning. Guys, look at me though. Look at this hair though. See, it's so few and yet it's so pretty. This hair took me like, should I say 2 hours? About 2 hours. Apart that I was watching a movie sometimes and just getting distracted. It will take you about 2 hours to complete. And forget this thing, I'm forming styles. Like, I was just admiring the hair. I wasn't really interested in creating styles, but look at this, guys. If you want to make this and you have any question, please leave your question in the comment section. Like, I will jump on it and answer your question. Like, try this hair. I promise you 200% you're going to love it. Forget my styling with my rubber band. I was just eager to show it because this was the next day. Like, I just went home, I watched a movie and forgot myself. Oh my god, look at it. Oh my god, look at it. This is what people see that I don't see from my back when I pass and they're like, ooh, what hairstyle is this? Oh my god, where did you make it? And I'll be like, I have a salon, I can make it for you. I've given like 3 people my numbers. Hey, I cannot wait for them to come so that I can chop their money and make them beautiful. So guys, remember to subscribe if you like this. Bye. Mwah!